Hello everyone. Today we are going to see about OSI reference model or Open System Interconnection Model. I, Professor Majunnath Patil, welcome you all for this video lecture. OSI model are used to understand how data is transferred from one computer to another in computer networks. In the basic form, two computers are connected each other with a LAN cable, sharing data with the help of a network interface card. But if one computer is based on Windows and other with Linux or Mac OS, then how these two computers are going to communicate with each other? In order to accomplish successful communication between computers or networks, 7-layer OSI reference model or Open System Interconnection Model was introduced by International Organization for Standardization in the year 1984. OSI reference model containing application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer and physical layer. OSI model helps to transfer data between hosts. Now we will understand how data is transmitted between hosts. Let's start with the topmost layer, that is application layer. Application layer used by network applications. Network applications like Google Chrome, Firefox, Outlook, Skype, etc. For example, web browsers is a network application running in your system or PC or laptops. It uses application layer protocols like HTTP, HTTPS to do web surfing. Not only web browsers, all other network applications are dependent on application layer protocols. There are many application layer protocols like FTP, SMTP, HTTP or HTTPS that enables various function at this layer. All these protocols collectively forms a application layer. These protocols are used by various network services like file transfer, web surfing, emails, etc. File transfer is done with the help of FTP protocol. Web surfing is done with the help of HTTP or HTTPS protocol, and for emails SMTP protocol is used. So, application provides services to network applications with the help of protocols. Next is presentation layer. Presentation layer receives data from application layer. So, this data is in the form of characters and numbers. Presentation layer converts these characters and numbers into machine understandable binary format, that is zeros and ones. For example, conversion of ASCII into EBCDIC code. So this function is a presentation layer is called as the translation. At this layer, the other functions like data compression, encryption and decryption is done at this layer. Now, session layer. This session layer helps for setting up and managing connections and enabling sending and receiving data followed by termination of sessions. Authentication and authorization is performed in a session layer and also helps in session management. Your web browsers like Google Chrome, Firefox perform all the functions of application layer, presentation layer and session layer. Now we will see transport layer. Transport layer controls reliability of communication through segmentation, flow control and error control. In a segmentation, data received from session layer is divided into small units called segments. Each segment has source and destination port numbers and a sequence number. What is a port number and sequence number? Now we'll see. Port numbers helps to direct each segment to correct application, and sequence number helps to reassemble the segments in correct order to form correct message at receiving end. In flow control, the transport layer control the amount of data being transmitted. Consider for an example, a mobile is connected to a server. Suppose consider a server can transmit data at a maximum of 10 Mbps and our mobile processes data at maximum of 10 Mbps. Now we are downloading a file from server, but server starts sending data at 100 Mbps, which is greater than the rate that our mobile can process. So mobile phones with the help of a transport layer tells the server to slow down the data rate at 10 Mbps so that no data gets lost. Transport layer also helps in error control. If some data does not arrive at a destination end, the transport layer uses automatic repeat request scheme to retransmit the lost data or the corrupted data here. A group of bits called checksum is added to each segment by transport layer to find out the received corrupted segments. The protocols of transport layers are TCP, UDP. TCP is a transmission control protocol, UDP is a user datagram protocol. The transport layer performs two services. One is connection oriented and connectionless transmission. TCP is a connection oriented and UDP is a connectionless protocol. We'll see more about TCP and UDP in coming videos. So, transport layer is involved in segmentation, flow control, error control, connection and connectionless transmission. Transport layer passes data segments to next layer, network layer. Network layer works for transmission of received data segments from one computer to another computer located in different networks. Data units in a network layer are called as packets. The function of network layers are logical addressing, routing and path determination. IP addressing done in network layer is called logical addressing. Every computer in a network has a unique IP address. Network layer assign senders and receivers IP address into each segment to form IP packet. IP addresses are assigned to make sure that each data packet is reached to the correct destination. And another function, routing. Routing is another function of a network layer and is a method of moving data from source to destination. Now path determination. A computer can be connected to server or computer in a number of ways. Choosing the best possible path or for data delivery from source to destination is called path determination. Protocols such as OSPF, Open Shortest Path First, BGP, Border Gateway Protocol, and intermediate system to intermediate system protocols are used to determine the best possible path for data delivery. Data link layer receives data packet from network layer. Data packets containing IP address of sender and receiver. There are two kinds of addressing, that is logical addressing and physical addressing. Logical addressing is done at network layer. Physical addressing is done at data link layer, where MAC address of sender and receiver are assigned to each data packet, which forms a frame. MAC address is a 12-digit alphanumeric number embedded in network interface card or of a computer by computer manufacturer. Data units in data link layer are called as frames. Data link layer is embedded as a software in a network interface card of a computer and provides means of transport frames from one computer to another via transport media. Transport media includes copper wire, optical fiber, or air radio signals. Data link layer performs two basic functions. It allows the upper layer of OSI to assess the transport media using techniques such as framing, and it controls how data is placed and received from the media using techniques such as media access control and error detection. Last layer, that is a physical layer. Till now, data from application layer has been segmented by transport layer, placed into packets by network layer, and framed by data link layer, which is a sequence of binary zeros and ones. So this physical layer converts these binary bits to signals and transport over a transmission media. It can be electric signals in case of copper cable or LAN cable, light signals in case of optical cable, and radio signals in case of air medium. So, signals are generated by physical layer depends on the type of media used to connect between two devices. At the receiver, the physical layer receives signals, converts it to bits and passes into the data link layer as a frame. Frame further is decapsulated and passed to the higher layers. Finally, data is moved into application layer. In this way, OSI model helps to transfer data between the host here. I hope this video lecture helped you to understand the OSI reference model. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video.